Want to command instant respect? Forget everything you've heard about confidence tricks and power poses. There's one phrase, so simple it's almost invisible, that flips the script and makes people want to listen. Sounds like BS, right? I get it. But what if I told you this phrase is backed by decades of psychological research and used by top negotiators to defuse tense situations? What if mastering this one sentence could unlock doors you didn't even know existed? Ready to ditch the awkward silences and finally get the recognition you deserve? Then stick around, because this isn't just another self-help cliché, this is a game changer. Ever had that moment when you're talking, but it feels like your words just bounce off the walls? Maybe you're in a group, you share an idea, and everyone just moves on. Or you're trying to connect with someone you really care about, but no matter what you say, it's like you're invisible. It's frustrating, right? You start to wonder, is it me? Am I saying something wrong? Why do some people just naturally get respect, while others have to fight for every ounce of attention? Maybe you've tried speaking louder, acting more confident, or even memorizing those power phrases you saw on TikTok, but somehow it still doesn't click. You see people who aren't even that smart or funny, but when they talk, everyone listens. What's their secret? Why do some people walk into a room and instantly get taken seriously, while others get overlooked? If you've ever felt ignored, underestimated, or just plain invisible, you're not alone. And the good news, there's a reason for it and a way out. Let's break this down. Respect isn't just about being loud, or having the perfect comeback, or even looking the part. It's about triggering something deep in the human brain, a kind of ancient switch that tells people, hey, this person matters. Psychologists call these respect triggers. They're subtle cues, often hidden in the way we speak, move, and even pause. And here's the wild part. Most people have no idea they're using them. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how some people can say the simplest thing and suddenly the whole room tunes in? It's not magic, it's not luck, it's science. Studies from Harvard, Stanford, and even the FBI's top negotiators show that respect is less about what you say and more about how you say it and the tiny signals you send before you even open your mouth. These signals tell people, I'm not desperate for your approval. I know my value. I'm here because I choose to be, not because I need to be. That's powerful. And the best part, you don't have to be born with it. You can learn it. In fact, there's one phrase, just a handful of words, that acts like a shortcut to this respect trigger. It's not aggressive. It's not arrogant. It's not some cheesy line you'd see in a movie. It's real. It's practical. And it works in almost any situation. At work, with friends, even in tough conversations with people you care about. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what this phrase is, why it works, and how to use it so naturally that people won't even realize what's changed, they'll just feel it. Ready to see how deep this rabbit hole goes? Let's dive in. Picture this, you're at a dinner party. The conversation is buzzing, everyone's laughing, and you spot your chance to jump in with a story you know is good. You start talking, but halfway through, someone interrupts. The group's attention shifts, and suddenly, you're left hanging. You try to finish your point, but it feels forced, like you're fighting to be heard. You laugh it off, but inside, it stings. You wonder, did I say something wrong? Was my story boring? The truth is, it's not about your story at all. It's about the signals you're sending, often without even realizing it. Let me tell you about my friend Mark. Mark's smart, funny, and genuinely interesting, but for years, he struggled to get people to take him seriously. At work, his ideas were often ignored until someone else repeated them. In his friend group, he was the nice guy, the one everyone liked, but no one really listened to. One night, we were out with friends, and Mark tried to share an idea for a weekend trip. He started with, "Hey, I don't know if this is a good idea," but instantly, People tuned out. Someone else jumped in with a louder suggestion, and the group followed. Mark shrugged, smiled, and let it go. Later, he told me, "I just don't get it. I try to be polite. I don't want to come off as pushy, but it's like I'm invisible." Sound familiar? Here's the thing, Mark's words were polite, but his tone and phrasing sent a different message. One that said, "I'm not sure of myself, so you don't have to be either." That's the respect killer. Most of us do this without realizing it. We hedge, we apologize, we downplay our ideas, thinking it makes us likable. But in reality, it makes us easy to overlook. The result: we get interrupted, ignored, or talked over. And the worst part is, it becomes a cycle. The more it happens, the more we doubt ourselves. But what if there was a way to break that cycle? Let's get real for a second. Respect isn't just a social nicety. It's hardwired into our brains. From the time we're kids, we're scanning for cues. Who's confident? Who's worth listening to? Who's leading the pack? Neuroscientists have found that our brains are constantly picking up on microsignals, tiny shifts in tone, body language, and even the words we choose. These signals trigger what psychologists call status perception. In other words, before you even finish your sentence, people's brains are deciding, is this someone I should pay attention to? Here's where it gets wild. Research from Stanford shows that people who use certain phrases that signal self-assurance and boundaries are rated as more competent, trustworthy, and, yes, worthy of respect. It's not about being loud or dominating the conversation. In fact, the loudest person in the room is often the least respected. It's about subtlety. It's about sending the message, I value myself, and I'm not afraid to show it. Think about the last time you met someone who just seemed grounded. They didn't brag. They didn't beg for attention. They just spoke with a quiet certainty, and everyone leaned in. That's the power of respect triggers. And here's the kicker. Most of us sabotage ourselves without realizing it. We use softeners like "I'm sorry, but," "this might sound stupid, but," or "I could be wrong, but." We think we're being humble, but what we're really doing is handing away our authority before we even start. The brain picks up on this instantly. Studies show that when you hedge your statements, people are less likely to remember what you said, less likely to agree with you, and less likely to respect you. On the flip side, when you use language that's clear, direct, and unapologetic but still kind, you activate the brain's respect circuits. People pay attention. They remember you. They take you seriously. And the best part, you don't have to fake it. You just have to know the right phrase and use it with intention. In a minute, I'll reveal exactly what that phrase is. But first, let's see what happens when you flip the script. Fast forward a few weeks. Mark and I had talked about all this, how his words and tone were sending the wrong signals, how he was accidentally making himself invisible. He decided to try something different. The next time we were out with friends, the group was debating what to do for the weekend. Mark waited for a pause, then said, calmly and clearly, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'm heading to the lake on Saturday. If anyone wants to join, you're welcome. That's it. No apology, no hedging, no asking for permission. Just a simple, confident statement of intent." And you know what happened? The room went quiet for a second. Then someone said, "That actually sounds awesome." Another friend chimed in, "Yeah, I'm in." Suddenly, Mark wasn't the guy with the ignored ideas, he was the one setting the plan. People started looking to him for what was next. It wasn't about being bossy or arrogant. It was about being clear, direct, and unapologetic about what he wanted. Mark told me later, "I felt nervous at first, but it was like flipping a switch. People just listened." That's the magic of the right phrase, delivered the right way. It changes how people see you and how you see yourself. And the best part, anyone can do it. You don't have to be the loudest, the funniest, or the most experienced. You just have to own your words, ready to learn the phrase that makes it happen. Let's break it down. All right, here it is, the phrase that flips the respect switch. Here's what I'm going to do. Simple, right? But don't let that simplicity fool you. This line is a psychological powerhouse, and here's why. First, it's direct. You're not asking for permission, you're not apologizing, and you're not hedging. You're stating your intention clearly and confidently. That alone sets you apart from most people who are constantly seeking approval or softening their words. Second, it's inclusive without being needy. Notice you're not telling anyone else what to do, you're just sharing your plan. This gives people the freedom to join you or not, but it also positions you as someone who leads by example. Third, it signals self-respect. When you say, "Here's what I'm going to do," you're showing that you value your own choices and aren't afraid to stand by them. That's magnetic. People are drawn to those who know what they want and aren't afraid to say it. Let's break it down even further. Imagine you're in a meeting at work. Instead of saying, "I think maybe we could try this, but I'm not sure," you say, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'll draft a proposal and send it by Friday." Suddenly, you sound like a leader. Or maybe you're with friends, and no one can decide where to eat. Instead of, "I don't know, whatever you guys want," you say, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'm grabbing tacos at that new place. Join me if you want." Watch how people respond. They'll respect your clarity even if they don't follow. The phrase works because it's rooted in self-assurance, not arrogance. You're not demanding, you're not begging, you're not trying to please everyone. You're simply stating your path. And here's the secret. People respect those who respect themselves. When you use this phrase, you're sending a signal, subtle but powerful, that you know your worth. And that's what makes people listen. So, next time you're in a situation where you want to be heard, try it. "Here's what I'm going to do." Say it calmly, confidently, and watch what happens. Ready to put it into practice? Let's walk through exactly how to use it in your own life. Let's make this real. Here's your 5-step playbook for using the phrase and making it feel natural no matter who you're talking to. Step 1. Pause and breathe. Before you speak, take a second to ground yourself. This isn't about rushing in or trying to fill the silence. A calm pause signals confidence and gives your words more weight. Step 2. State your intention. Use the phrase, "Here's what I'm going to do," as your anchor. Say it clearly, without rushing or mumbling. Step 3. Be specific. Follow up your phrase with a clear, concrete action. Instead of being vague, say exactly what you plan to do. For example, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'll send out the meeting notes by noon." Or, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start working out every morning." Step 4. Invite, don't demand. If it's appropriate, open the door for others to join you. But don't make it sound like you need their approval. You're welcome to join, or let me know if you want in. This keeps the tone confident but inclusive. Step 5. Hold your ground. Once you've stated your intention, don't backpedal or apologize. If someone pushes back, just repeat your plan calmly, or say, "That's what works for me." The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. At first, it might seem awkward, especially if you're used to hedging or seeking approval. But stick with it. Over time, you'll notice people start to respond differently. They'll listen more closely, take your words more seriously, and treat you with more respect. And here's a bonus tip. Use this phrase in low-stakes situations first. Try it with friends, family, or even when making small decisions. The more you use it, the more confident you'll become, ready to avoid the common mistakes that trip people up. Let's talk about the landmines to watch out for. Even the best phrase can backfire if you use it the wrong way. So let's talk about the landmines, the common mistakes people make when trying to sound confident, and how to fix them. First, Don't confuse confidence with arrogance. Saying, "Here's what I'm going to do," isn't about steamrolling others or ignoring their ideas. If you use a harsh tone or act like your way is the only way, people will tune out or push back. The fix: keep your delivery calm and open. You're sharing your plan, not issuing an ultimatum. Second, avoid overusing the phrase. If you say it every 5 minutes, it loses its power and can start to sound robotic. Use it when it matters, when you want to set a direction, make a decision, or break through indecision. Third, don't apologize or hedge right after you use the phrase. If you say, "Here's what I'm going to do, but if that's stupid, just let me know," you've just undone all your progress. State your plan, then let it breathe. Finally, remember that respect is a two-way street. If you want people to listen to you, show that you're willing to listen to them too. Confidence plus empathy is the real secret sauce. Avoid these landmines, and you'll find the phrase works even better. Now, let's tackle some rapid-fire questions you might have. You might be thinking, what if people think I'm being bossy? Great question. The key is your tone and intent. You're not telling others what to do, you're simply stating your own plan. If you stay calm and open, most people will respect your clarity, not resent it. Next, what if I'm naturally shy or introverted? This phrase actually works even better for you. You don't have to be loud or extroverted to be respected. In fact, quiet confidence is often more powerful. Practice the phrase in low-pressure situations until it feels natural. Finally, what if someone disagrees or pushes back? That's normal. Respect isn't about everyone agreeing with you all the time. If someone has a different idea, listen to them, acknowledge their point, and then calmly restate your plan if it still makes sense. "I hear you, but here's what I'm going to do." The more you use this approach, the more people will start to see you as someone who stands their ground without being aggressive. Ready for the final step? Let's bring it all home. So here's the bottom line. Respect isn't something you have to beg for or chase. It's something you can create, starting with the words you choose and the way you carry yourself. "Here's what I'm going to do" is more than just a phrase. It's a mindset shift. It's about owning your choices, standing by your values, and inviting others to join you, not because you need their approval, but because you know your worth. Try it this week. Use the phrase in one conversation, big or small, and notice how people respond. You might be surprised at how quickly things change. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who needs a confidence boost, or drop your own experiences in the comments below. Remember, you have more power than you think. Use it well. Now go out there and make them respect you.